Today was the non-tender deadline for Major League Baseball, and it led to some very interesting player developments. There were a lot of surprises and a couple of trades that actually happened today, some of them involving pretty big name players and huge teams. It was pretty interesting to see what players were non-tendered and moved at the deadline. In this video, I'm going to be going over everything that you'll need to know for the non-tender deadline, including all the players that were moved. So make sure that you stick around so you're up to date on all of the MLB roster moves. Late last night, the Braves traded for left-handed reliever Aaron Bummer, who is under club control for the next 3 seasons, and the White Sox received a plethora of players. 6 players went over to the White Sox, including Mike Soroka, who was one of the Braves' better pitchers a couple of years ago. This year, he struggled coming back from injury, and he has been out of Major League Baseball for 2 to 3 years, so I think that's part of the reason why they traded him, but he was a pretty big name player. They also traded Jared Schuster and Brandon Woodruff, who were both top 10 prospects for the Braves just last year. They also traded infielder Nicky Lopez, who has had some pretty good MLB experience. This is a pretty weird trade because Aaron Bummer had a 6.8 ERA in 2023. However, a lot of his underlying metrics prove that he's better than that, and throughout his career, he's been significantly better than that, and one of the best left-handed relief pitchers in baseball. So it kind of makes sense from that perspective. It's just weird to see a haul that big for a relief pitcher like Aaron Bummer. That's basically the thing that started all of these moves, but it's definitely a move that the Braves made, and it's kind of crazy, but it happened. Not only that, Milwaukee Brewers star pitcher Brandon Woodruff got non-tendered by the Brewers, which kind of makes sense, but it is crazy. Brandon Woodruff would have been a free agent at the end of the season, but he is a 2-time All-Star. However, Woodruff is missing the entire 2024 season with a shoulder injury. Because of this, he basically would have been a free agent right after. So instead of paying them $11 million, they non-tender him, making him a free agent since he wouldn't have played anyway. It's kind of crazy to see a player of Brandon Woodruff's caliber get non-tendered, but it kind of makes sense. It just means that Brandon Woodruff is now in the free agent pool. So if players did want to sign him to an extension this year, then he'll be back for 2025. So that's an interesting new wrinkle in the free agent starting pitcher market, which was already pretty loaded. Now there's another 2-time All-Star with a career ERA just over 3. Sign me up. Along with that, another injured pitcher was traded today, and it was also by the Braves. The righty Kyle Wright will be going to the Royals for a former first-round draft pick. Now, Kyle Wright will also be missing the entire 2024 season, so I think that this is kind of similar to what was happening with Woodruff. However, Kyle Wright would have been back for 2025 with the Braves. He would not have been a free agent, and he was really good just 2 years ago, so it's kind of crazy that they traded him. It looks like the Braves are definitely looking to make a big splash in the free agent market for starting pitchers, since they traded Kyle Wright and Mike Soroka within the last 24 hours. It's pretty crazy, but they're definitely planning something, and watch out for the Atlanta Braves. It just looks like they're going to get better. Within the past couple of days, the Padres had been trying to trade relief pitcher Scott Barlow, and they did make a trade with the Cleveland Guardians for Enyel de los Santos. The writing on the wall for the past couple of days was that the Padres were definitely going to trade him, and they were able to find a partner before he was non-tendered. Another minor trade came between Tampa and Miami, the 2 Florida teams. The Miami Marlins acquired Vidal Brujan and Calvin Faucher for 2 minor league prospects. This is a pretty minor trade, but it might make the Marlins just a little bit better. The Royals also acquired another pitcher in Nick Anderson from the Braves for cash considerations. About 2 days ago, Cal Quintrall was DFA'd by the Cleveland Guardians, and today he was traded to the Colorado Rockies for minor league prospects. Another minor trade, but Quintrall has some pretty good upside. He's been good in his MLB career, and the Rockies need some help. So a pretty good move by the Rockies. Another non-tender candidate that ended up being traded before he could have been non-tendered was Red Sox infielder Luis Urias. The Red Sox traded Luis Urias to the Seattle Mariners for relief pitcher Isaiah Campbell. Campbell had a pretty good season in 2023, his first MLB season, posting a 2.8 ERA in 28 innings. It was a pretty good trade for both sides, I think. The Red Sox needed pitching, and the Mariners needed infield help. The Yankees also made a little trade with the Milwaukee Brewers. They traded Jake Bauers for 2 minor league outfielders. Jake Bauers actually had a pretty good season for New York, and a lot of Yankees fans actually like this guy, so kind of an interesting trade there too. I'm going to go over some of the players that were non-tendered because these players will be joining the free agency class. Kyle Lewis, Nick Senzel, Austin Meadows, Josh Stoma, Jacob Stallings, Rowdy Tellez, Brandon Woodruff, Luis Guillorme, Daniel Vogelbach, Lou Trevino, Tim Hill, Austin Nola, Andrew Kisner, Dakota Hudson, Matt Bush, Adam Simber, and Dominic Smith. All of those guys were non-tendered today and are now free agents. Any MLB team can sign them. That's about it for everything that's been confirmed today. If you enjoyed this type of video, let me know by leaving a like and a comment because this is slightly different than what I normally do, and if you guys like it, I'll do it more often. If you did enjoy, subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.